When was the last time you had one of your clients offer you more money than you invoiced them for? That happens sometimes in nonprofits. That's a reason why working with nonprofits can help grow your business. When it comes to growing a successful video production business, many people think that working with nonprofits is the fastest way to making very little money. But in this video, I want to tell you why I believe that working with nonprofits specifically and building a video business around doing work for organizations that are nonprofits is a really great way to not only do good, meaningful work, but build a successful, profitable video production business. Let's go. My name is Trent Jones, and I have been doing video professionally for 17 years now. I own and run a company called Glowfire. Glowfire exists to tell compelling stories for nonprofits, churches, NGOs, really any organization that's doing the important work of helping and taking care of people. Our goal is to come alongside these organizations and take care of their storytelling efforts so that they can focus on their mission and doing the good work that they're already doing. And what that means is that we have partnered over the years with many nonprofits and really built our company around the idea of supporting organizations that are doing the important work of helping and serving others. And for a lot of people that are in video production, they think that working with nonprofit means low paychecks, it means inconsistent work, it means not doing cool work. And honestly, I found that to be completely not the case. We have worked with dozens of nonprofits and churches and organizations, filming projects for safe drinking water in the Amazon rainforest, and traveling to places that have been affected by natural disasters, and filming with churches and local organizations that are raising funds to help ministries and organizations that are supporting and taking care of people, like providing free healthcare. And we have built our business around the idea that coming alongside these organizations and partnering with them to help them tell their story not only is good at feeding our souls and knowing we're being a part of something that is helping people, but it actually is good for running your business. And so I'd like to share with you a few reasons why I believe it would be good for you and your business to start working specifically and intentionally with nonprofits. So first I want to talk to you about some of the grind, some of the things that every video production company has to deal with, some of the friction points or struggles that happen in video production. The first is the constant hunt for new clients. When you work in the video production space, you always need to be finding the next client, finding the next project to work on. And that is time consuming and requires a lot of effort on your part. That is one of the struggles that I've found in video production that I think is somewhat alleviated if you focus on the nonprofit space. The second is the price wars, trying to get yourself priced properly to make sure that the money you're receiving is worth the amount of effort and the quality of work you're providing. That is another common issue that video production companies struggle with. And the third is the lack of purpose behind the work you're doing. I've had projects where I've been like, what is the point? Why are we making a video about this? I suspect you also have felt that. And all three of these problems I think are somewhat alleviated, though they'll be there in the background. I think working specifically with nonprofits touches on each of these problems and really helps you work through them in a way that will make your work more engaging, beneficial, and more enjoyable, but also will alleviate some of these struggles to allow you to keep clients and have consistent work and to really find a purpose behind the work that you're doing. So from the very beginning, I started my business to be focused on working with nonprofits, churches, NGOs, any organization doing work that's helping people, because that's what I care about. I really want to help people. I don't want to just sell a product, though we do work with small businesses or organizations that sell products. It's not about making profit for those companies that we work with. It's about providing something that really helps benefit people and makes their lives better. And that is the kind of work I want to do. So from the outset, I found a deeper connection and a deeper purpose for my work, not by finding cooler work or cooler clients, but by going after the type of work I wanted to produce videos for, which was nonprofits, alleviating one of those problem points. And by doing this work with nonprofits and these organizations, I found that I began to build partnerships. So we in our business don't call our clients clients, we call them partners, because the idea is that you work with us and we work with you. We want our team to be your team. And so we work with nonprofits with the intentionality that we're going to be kind of your on-staff media production team. And what that means is that you who runs a nonprofit don't have to focus on the stuff that we do. We can take over that for you and you can focus on the work that you do. And what that's done is that has built a rapport and relationship that my company has with many nonprofits to where the moment they think photography, media, video, podcast, anything in that space, we're the people that they reach out to, and they know they can trust us. They know that our pricing is going to be reasonable, and they know that we want to work with them, not to make money from them, but to support them in their mission because we've partnered together, which also alleviates the constant need to find new clients. Because by building a partnership between us and these organizations, there's a trust there that's been built over time. What's really cool about that too is that it usually starts with a small project, and over time, as we've proven ourselves to be trustworthy and that we provide a good product and that we're easy to work with and we're good communicators, the projects have gotten bigger. And I found that my company has grown and scaled as the organizations that we work with also grow and scale. So when I interact with a new nonprofit for the first time, I talk to them about how we love to grow up with our nonprofits. What that often means is that the first 1 or 2, maybe even 3 projects we do with an organization are on a smaller scale with smaller budgets. But as they grow and as they raise funds, we're able to help them grow and raise more funds, which also allows them the opportunity to do more and more work that we can come along with them and support them in that work. And so this ongoing partnership and this, relationship and rapport that we build with our partner organizations really allows us to grow, and it allows us to further fuel them in their mission and ministry, doing work that matters. So it fuels our souls, it fuels our desire to help and support people, but it also grows our business without having to constantly be looking for new clients. Now, I want to give a caveat. You always have to be looking for new clients, especially if your business is growing. This isn't to say we don't get new clients. We work to get new clients. We do marketing and sales. We do all the things that a typical business needs to do. But unlike, let's say, a wedding videographer, when a couple gets married, they don't need a second video, hopefully. Our goal, our intention is to work with nonprofits and to say, we're not in this to make this video for you now. We're in this to partner with you for the long run so that we can build an ongoing, mutually, reciprocally beneficial relationship so that we can support each other and that you can give us some work so that we can help you fundraise so that you can do more and impact more people and accomplish more of your mission. And in that way, we can then have a bigger budget and do more work in the future to support you even more. So just that ongoing relationship has been really helpful and key to the growth for our business. Now, because we work with a lot of different nonprofits around the world, internationally, nationally, local in our community, we get to tell a lot of stories. How that is good for our business is that we have a wide range of work that we can show. We've done narrative pieces. We do lots of micro documentaries. We do fundraising stuff. We do communications pieces. Nonprofits also often work with grants, and sometimes grants require video documentation of their work they're doing. And so these organizations are working with grant money that require video work. And so there's all of this opportunity that comes when working with nonprofits as far as the breadth of work you get to do. Sometimes when you're in the commercial space and you work in, let's say, the industrial field, all of your B-roll, all of your interviews, all of your footage, all of the videos you make end up just being someone sitting in a factory. It's lots of factory footage. But because we work with nonprofits, we get a huge variety of projects to work on, which means our B-roll is very vast and varied. It means that we get to tell all kinds of different stories, sometimes about safe drinking water, sometimes about small businesses doing good work, sometimes about churches. And at the end of the day, what that means is that our work, our demo reel per se, is a very varied thing where we have lots of different pieces and illustrations and examples of our work. Some of it's travel work, some of it's in studio, some of it's just very raw and real B-roll. But what that means is that we have a much larger pool of material to pull from when we're marketing or trying to communicate the work that we do to potential ongoing clients. So because of the focus on nonprofits and the wide range of work that nonprofits do, there's all kinds of stuff that we can film and capture and all kinds of stories we tell with our clients, which means we just have more material to pull from when we're trying to show potential clients the work that we do. And it really sets us apart as opposed to getting stuck in a niche that is industrial or a niche that is sports or fitness. At some point you get to a place where that's all you're filming. But the niche of nonprofits is small enough that you get a very targeted audience you're going after when you're looking for new potential clients, or as we call them, partner organizations. But the niche is large enough and varied enough that you can go to some really cool places and be able to tell some really unique stories that ultimately afford you the possibility of more work in the future. Also, when you've worked with an organization long enough, you've gained enough trust that there are times where a client actually pays us more than we've asked. And I'm like, are you sure this isn't right? Like, I've received invoices and reached back out to them and said, hey, we actually said the price was this and you paid this. And they've been like, well, we had a little bit more wiggle room in our budget than we thought. And we know that you guys sacrificed and made some, cut some corners and did some things to make this a cheaper product for us. And we just want to support you in that. Like, when was the last time you had one of your clients offer you more money than you invoiced them for? But that happens sometimes in nonprofits. That's a reason why working with nonprofits can help grow your business. And again, it's not about making more money, it's about serving our mission and our goal, which for my business is about working for, coming alongside and supporting nonprofits who are doing the good work of helping people. And so that extra money that we are able to sometimes collect from our organizations makes us feel good that we have this partnership, and it helps our business side, the business side of things, and be able to make more money. Also, I frequently just send over a budget and say, this is what the price is gonna be, and our clients go, okay. And that's not because we have the cheapest prices, because we don't have the cheapest prices. We're kind of middle of the road pricing. But I have a relationship with the people that I work with at these organizations. We have a rapport, and there's a trust there that when I say it's gonna cost this much money, there isn't a fear that we're taking advantage of them because we have that ongoing trust in the relationship. So we've proven that we provide value for that money, and we've proven that we care about their mission, not just about making their money. And so what that means is that when it comes time to bid projects, after you've built the rapport, it's a lot less scary to send a big invoice to a client because there's a trust there. In the nonprofit space, if you can show your partner organizations that you care about their mission, you will have a lot easier time sending them a quote and getting them to trust that this is what it's actually gonna take to pull off a project. Nonprofits also don't really care about the money like a business does, which means money isn't the thing that they're after, it's the tool that they use to accomplish what their goal is. So for a business, they want to make money. A nonprofit wants to make a difference. And for a nonprofit, money is a fuel to help them accomplish what they want to accomplish. A business wants money. Sometimes a business needs to spend money to make money, but what that means is that they're worried about spending too much money, and they're trying to figure out what the lowest amount of money they can spend is to make the most amount of money. That does not mean that nonprofits don't care about how much things cost. They do a lot because they want to be good stewards of their money, Not because the money matters, but because their mission matters. So, why that is an important distinction is that when you're talking to them about making an impact, you're not having to convince them to part with the thing they're after. It means you get to tell them why you can take the money and funds and fuel that they have and use it in a way to multiply their impact, which is one less barrier when it comes to getting your client to give you money. Again, this all assumes that you care about their mission and that you're wanting to partner with them because you care about what they value, not just about their money. Nonprofits will be able to tell when you're lying to them and just trying to get a hold of their money because they want to know that you care about the mission and the work that they do, not just about making cool videos. Unlike in the corporate space, nonprofits aren't trying to hold on to money, they're trying to steward it well. So if you can communicate to a partner organization, here's the amount of money you have, let us show you how we can use that to increase the impact that your mission is making. That is what it takes to work with a nonprofit. And that sometimes is a lot easier than trying to convince a business to part with the thing that they are trying to gather. Also, because of that value of stewardships that most nonprofits have, they aren't really trying to get the lowest price, they're trying to get the best value. A business will try and pay you the least amount they can to get a product that will make them the most amount of money possible. But a nonprofit who's not trying to make money is more concerned with getting the most value for the money they have available, which means there's a lot less negotiating on the price. We often have to give a little bit more work to get the same amount of money with nonprofits. But at the end of the day, we often end up with the same amount of money, if not more money, per project than working in the corporate space. Because we've shown we care about the mission and we're about giving them the most value for their money. And they want to get the most value, not the lowest price. Another part of working with nonprofits is the consistency. So if you get in with a nonprofit and you start to work with them on a regular basis, you'll realize that they have several times throughout the year where they have needs every year around that same time. Almost every nonprofit organization we work with once a year, at least, has a big fundraising event. Well, one of the best ways to help fundraise is by telling the stories of the people who have been impacted by the mission of that organization. Telling testimonials, sharing those people's stories on video is a great fundraising tool. So almost every year, at least once a year, we make a specific kind of testimonial video for our nonprofits, and it's on a repeat. That means there's a cyclical nature to the video needs for those nonprofits. They also have outreach events. There's also galas and times throughout the year where they're doing different kinds of work that they need to have documentation of, or they need to capture elements, whether photography or video, that can be used for further marketing efforts. So another huge value of working with nonprofits is that there is an ongoing need to communicate with their donors, to communicate to the people that they're trying to serve, hey, we want to help you. There's all these videos and promotions and things going on in nonprofits that need to be communicated, and video is one of the best ways, if not the best way, for them to get the word out about the work they do. And if you work with them, you will find consistent work with them. And finally, referrals in the nonprofit sector are way easier than dealing with referrals in the professional corporate world. And here's why. If you're a video production company and you work in the industrial space, and let's say you make a video for one industrial company, that industrial company is unlikely to recommend you to their competitors. Why? Well, because they're in competition. They're in the industrial space too, and oftentimes it would be a conflict of interest, and it would work against their own interest to recommend you to one of their competitors. However, the nonprofit space is very interconnected. I have bumped into people I know from other organizations while I'm working with a specific organization. And I'm like, oh, hey. And especially in situations like disaster relief or safe drinking water or any of the organizations doing big work that's a global issue, those nonprofit organizations are very likely to recommend you to another organization doing the same work because it's an issue that's so big that no one nonprofit can handle it on their own. And because they care about the mission, not just them making money, they will often recommend a good video production company to another organization that is even in the same space. Because again, it's not about making money, it's not about the competition, it's about the working together to accomplish a bigger goal. And so you will find that working in nonprofits not only allows you ongoing consistent work, but those organizations are much more likely to recommend you to other organizations doing the same kind of work, meaning that you not only got a client and you not only get to do work that is meaningful to you, and not only can you make a good profit from doing that work, but then the people that you're working with will do some of your marketing for you by recommending you to other organizations that you can partner with. So at the end of this video, if I were to summarize the value of working with nonprofits, I would summarize it by saying there's a synergy that happens when a video production business works with nonprofits. Your skills and your business helps their mission, and their mission grows and finances your business. And that synergy is huge because it becomes less about selling a video and more about building an ongoing synergistic partnership where they hire you and you help them raise funds, and then they can hire you and you can help them raise more funds, and it just keeps building and you grow together. Growing together with a partner organization is huge. It's changed my business and it can also change yours. So if your goal is to grow a video production business that does the good work of supporting nonprofits, helping people, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, leave a comment, and let me know the kind of nonprofits you've worked with in the past and what it's meant to you to do good work that makes an impact. And if you want to continue to grow in the skills of video production, of working with nonprofits, and just learn and hear from people that have been doing this for decades, please continue following us on Glowfire.